This is Media Philosophy, exploring the deeper side of movie theaters. And I think it's really weird how online you see a lot of people talk about how terrible movie theaters are nowadays, how people are rude, inconsiderate, talking on their phones, being wild and whatnot. And I don't see that. I am still a pretty avid moviegoer. It's one of my favorite things when good movies come out. I would say that's probably the only legitimate criticism about going to the movie theaters is just if there's no good movies, because it is expensive. I will give you that. If you don't plan your trip accordingly, it can get very, very expensive. But there's always those $5-6 movie days, usually on Tuesdays and whatnot. And you can get some pretty good value if you're trying to do something, on a weekday after work. If you don't work, I don't know. I think most theaters also do offer matinees on Sundays. Another good way to get a little value there. If you really don't think the movie's going to be good, there is no reason to go to the theaters. And that's why I am very disappointed sometimes, because I want to go to the movies. I want to sit down and completely immerse myself in a film. And that's what the main appeal of theaters is. It's a place to completely drop all of reality and completely focus on the picture in front of you, because you can't get that when you're at home. When you're at home, there's always going to be distractions. You're going to be checking your phone. You're going to go get snacks. You're going to be doing laundry or other chores. It's impossible to completely, unless you have a really nice home theater yourself. But even then, I would imagine that it's hard to separate yourself from home, knowing that you're home, where going out to a theater in a dark room, a beautiful sound system. Again, if you have a theater yourself, then maybe it's different. I don't have a home theater. I don't know if I would even want one, because it might rob me of the joy of spending $60 every time I go out, because I am a huge sucker for the snacks. Well, it's more that I'm too much of a coward to sneak stuff in. Even though it's not like they ever check, it's just like teenagers sitting by the door. I am too much of a coward to put candy in my bag or a can of Coke or whatever with me into the movie theater. I can't do it. And then once I'm there, I am probably gonna want to munch on some popcorn or have my favorite drink ever. My movie theaters seem to be one of the places that always carry my favorite root beer ever. That's Barks. This isn't even a paid advertisement. It's just my favorite. And because movie corporations know exactly how to price their items perfectly, they're always going to get me to buy the largest item. Because you look at the prices and it's like, I want to say like honestly like $5 for like a small drink, where the large is like $6.25. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I'm already gonna get such a bad deal, I'm going to at least spend a little bit more so I don't have to be conservative at all during this movie. I don't even care if I need all that Barks root beer. I just want to make sure that I don't have to worry. Again, it's my monkey brain. I don't want any scarcity. That's what you're really paying for, though, with those sort of big, large popcorns and whatnot. And I saw that at least with Cinemark, they've started to bring back the refillable. I do hate that it's now even a higher tier of popcorn, or like small, medium, large, and then large with refillable privileges, which I think is pretty stupid. COVID robbed so many things from us. It's insane. RIP 24-hour Walmarts. RIP 24-hour anything. But especially RIP large refillable popcorns that were built into the price. The companies knew what we wanted, but they knew what we're willing to pay for it. Because I saw Wicked, and I wasn't truly aware that there was this refillable option, so I couldn't really strategically plan my order beforehand to get it, and I was just so disappointed when by the time they're getting to the Emerald City, I'm looking down at my popcorn with everyone I'm with. I'm just thinking, like, we're almost out. And it was tragic. Really put a damper on that movie. But overall, I didn't really get the hype of Wicked. I didn't think the music was that good, but that's just me. But yeah, it's such a bummer when you're just kind of in the mood to go to the movies. Because again, I think it is a fun environment, especially if you can have a good theater. I will admit, not everyone around them is blessed to have a good theater within 25-30 minutes of them. But I would say a good number of people have a decent theater that's like 25-30 minutes away. And I would say if you're going to one of those smaller theaters, it can be disappointing when the chairs are just standard airplane seats. It's dirty, it's small, because movie theaters are supposed to have a grandness to them. They're supposed to be larger than life. And usually the bigger the theater, the more movie posters there are. And that's my favorite part about going to the movies, is seeing the movie posters. That and the coming soon trailers. Those are my two favorite. But it's been so sad that during the writer's strike, it delayed the pipeline of movies so much that it seems when I go see a movie, the trailers just aren't up to snuff right now. I know it's going to get better. We just have to get through this. But what's been really killing me recently is that I've started to see regular advertisements baked in to the time that's supposed to be exclusively for movie trailers. And I get there's always been advertisements before the movie started. That time where they're doing movie trivias. But that's understandable. That's needed. But I'm talking, I've started to see phone commercials and other drink commercials during that special time. And that, again, is my favorite time, when you just get teased all these fun ideas and new things. It's so cliche, but the trailers, it is just so fun just to instantly judge like what you're going to see, what you're going to get excited for. But like I said, very rarely has there been something I've seen in a trailer that's made me instantly want to go see that movie recently. I know I am definitely part of the problem of not wanting to go out and see maybe certain films that do take risks. There's that like See How They Run movie I remember getting that shows up on streaming every once in a while. I remember seeing that advertised in theaters. It is just such a risk to go out to see a movie that you really want to make sure it's something that you're excited for. And I think that's one thing that makes it easy to go with kids and to have movies for kids, because it is a lot of fun to go take children to a movie and just see them get immersed in something. I remember seeing Wild Robot with my niece, and I was tearing up during it because it's just such a beautiful story on top of that. And then just to kind of remember when I went to the movie theaters as a kid, and maybe I don't remember exactly who I went with or the exact situations, but there are times like I remember going to see movies, and it's fun to create a moment with children. I don't know if kids' brains are, so fried that we're even making long-term memories anymore. If it's not TikTok format, then maybe it doesn't matter. But there was a good stretch during 2023 where I was going to see a movie like once a week, and I did get to see a lot of good movies that I probably would not have went to see before. When you do give movies a chance, sometimes you can be pleasantly surprised, especially when you're only gambling like $6 on like a Tuesday night, if that's not going to break the bank for you, and you can resist the snacks. Again, if you can resist the snacks, or your sneak skill is high enough to smuggle snacks in, then movies can be a very affordable, fun night out. And sometimes you even bond over a bad movie more than a good movie. But there's one thing I really want to talk about, and that's movie posters at the movie theater, and that is a true art form. I probably get more hyped over movie posters than trailers. Like, movie posters get me more hyped to see something than a trailer does. God, I'm like picturing walking through my movie theater right now and just seeing the art on the walls is so much fun. Makes me want to go to the movies right now. Is there any good movies out right now? Let's find out. All right, one of them days, The Brutalist. I feel like I've heard about this. 3.5 hours? What the heck? Wolfman? We're going back to Wolfman! Yeah, we're circling back. Are monster movies replacing superhero movies? Is that the cycle we're entering? Is superhero movies over, and now we're going back into cheesy monster movies? Maybe I have a little hope for 2025 and beyond. Here we go. Wolfman. Rated R. Whoa. I heard that Mufasa was a sleeper hit. I don't want to support that personally, but if it was a good time for people, I'll catch it on Disney Plus. If you had a good time, I'm happy for you. And if Disney did a good job, then I'm proud of them. But I really just don't like this style of animation. I would really love for Disney to invest in 2D animation again. I think that'd be fun. But that's a whole other video. I heard Moana 2, the songs were not as good as the first one, and that's all I'm really excited about. So, and then Wicked was okay. I'm glad I saw it. I was very shocked about the story. That's a whole other thing, but yeah, it was okay. So maybe there are some things to take a look at. Maybe there are some things to take a risk at, because you always see it online as well. It's funny the contradictions that you see online about people complaining that there's only big blockbusters, and then maybe one of these more low budget comedies such as One of Them Days comes out and nobody goes to see it. And that's just gonna feed into the cycle of, well, we can't make these movies anymore because no one's going to see them. I think we can get a resurgence of movie theaters back. I think movie theaters have received a bad rap undeservingly. People talk about no third spaces, yet the movie theater is definitely a third space that you can go, you can see something together in a special environment, and then discuss it afterwards. And again, there's ways that you can make it affordable. Try to resist the scarcity mindset. Ask for a cup of water. I think they have to give it to you. But I do think there is this potential to reintroduce movie theaters to a new generation. Streaming is nice, but let's be real, it's a distraction. But movies at the movie theater are so intentional. And sure, maybe you've had one or two bad experiences. I've personally never had anything extreme happen where I felt the movie experience was ruined. And I've gone to a lot of movies. For families, yeah, it is a big investment. It's insane how quickly tickets and snacks can add up. So I challenge you, on some Tuesday night or whatever discount movie night your theater offers, take a chance, take a few friends, and go see a flick. You're not gonna regret it. You might even find that it's something you want to keep doing. This is Media Philosophy, exploring the deeper side of entertainment.